Welcome back or welcome to my channel. My name is Mary and I do reviews for Bath and Body Works, Victoria's Secret, perhaps some other fragrances, and perhaps coming up some other kinds of content as well. So thanks for stopping by. Today I'm talking about coffee. So I love coffee. So I want to talk about coffee scents. So most notably, Bath and Body Works scents is what I'm talking about today. And they recently released, like right next to each other, like at the same release, two coffee scents. So I'm going to start with a comparison of these and then talk about how they compare to some other past coffee scents. So that is Vanilla Cafe and Rich Espresso from the Wellness line. So stay tuned for that, like and subscribe, and we will get into the review. All right, so like many people, I love coffee. I drink it every day. I have to have a cup of coffee. It doesn't matter if I'm sick or anything like that. I have to have at least one cup of coffee every day. So I love coffee. I love the way it smells. I love the way it tastes. I love everything about it. So I was pretty excited about these new coffee releases, and I want to talk about them and do a review, a comparison, and go through them all. So I'm going to start with these two. I think I'll start with Vanilla Cafe, and then I'll get into comparing that to the Rich Espresso, and then I'll go back to some other scents. I have Marshmallow Pumpkin Latte, Midnight Addiction, and Coffee and Whiskey. Sorry, Coffee and Whiskey, which is a men's cologne. So stay tuned and let's get into the review. Okay, sorry if I repeat myself a lot. I'm a teacher, so I am in the habit of saying things a million times so they sink in for my students. So I tend to repeat myself a lot. So I apologize for that. Okay, so Vanilla Cafe, brand new scent. Might be similar to some other launches, but nothing I'm aware of. I've only been following Bath and Body Works for a couple of years now. So this is smooth espresso, whipped vanilla, and toasted hazelnut. So it is a coffee scent, but it's got some other stuff going on there as well. So let's go and give it a spray. And I was mentioning in my last video that I just use cut up Bath and Body Works bags for testers. Okay, so it's coffee, but definitely lots of sweet, sort of, like, I want to say caramel. It doesn't actually list caramel in here, but yeah, I think like the vanilla and the hazelnut together is just giving that sweet, sort of candied, sort of caramel quality. So yeah, I'm picturing a coffee drink, but one of those Starbucks coffee drinks with like the whipped cream on it and the caramel drizzle and some syrups in there. So like a really sweet coffee drink. One of those ones that like after you've had half of it, you're like, I've had enough. So it's good, but it's sweet. I did put this on my skin I think last night. Some people are complaining about this kind of like turning on their skin with some lactonic notes. It can kind of end up having like a sour milk quality. And I do think I was kind of experiencing that, but I'm going to keep wearing it and see like how it goes for me. On the paper, I'm not getting that at all. I'm just getting like a sweet, sweet coffee drink. This reminds me a little bit of when I wore it on my skin, not so much on the paper, of a by Kilian scent called Memento Mori. I just had a sample of it once. And that also was like, I think that was like a rum coffee, but also like a sweet coffee with like a booziness to it. And it was like very, very rich. So just I remember putting that on last night, and then I was like thinking of like when I wore that scent, and it was like kind of like a little too much after a while. So we'll see if it's August, it's still July, it's almost August, it's hot, it's like blazing hot outside. So I think I'll enjoy this a lot more when the weather cools down. So it was kind of interesting that at the same time they launched another coffee scent, but this is the wellness line. I think that's what they call it. But it's got a slightly different bottle style. They have like milk, honey. They had the musk, but I think they got rid of that. So it's just like a slightly different line. Okay, so this one also says notes of dark roast coffee and hazelnut. So it also has hazelnut in it. So the vanilla cafe also has hazelnut. Froth for a smooth, rich scent. They don't quite list the notes on this in the same way for these wellness scents as they do for the regular scents. So much more coffee heavy, like a black, sweet coffee. So the other one was like a milky coffee with the whipped cream on top and the milk and the sugar and the syrups. This one is sweet, but I'm not getting like as much milkiness. It's like a black, it's like an espresso with a lot of sugar in it. And yeah, I mean, I'm not getting the hazelnut as much for this one, like a little warm nuttiness maybe. But yeah, and it's just there's not as much to it, so there's just those really few notes to it. I'm not sure with a lot. I put this on the other night as well, but then I went to bed. I'm not really sure what the longevity is of this. Usually these wellness scents don't have as much longevity from my experience as like the regular scents. So I'll have to try. Like I feel like even now on the tester strip, it's kind of wearing off a little bit. So yeah, I haven't really like worn this yet. Once again, it's super hot. I haven't been in the mood for a rich coffee scent. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about some other coffee scents from previous releases. Okay, so I'm going to talk about marshmallow pumpkin latte, which often comes out in the fall, but it doesn't seem like it's coming out this year. Bonnie on Queen of the Girl Geeks talked about how you can combine this with glazed pumpkin to make like a really good version of this. So you could go to her channel and check that out. I haven't tried that myself. Okay, so this is pumpkin latte, toasted marshmallows, creamy sandalwood, and praline musk. So some common notes there. Obviously, we have coffee. Praline is like a nut, like a sweet nuttiness as well. So let's try this one. And this is last year's. Obviously it didn't come out this year. This is last year's packaging. Definitely less coffee forward. Yeah, like pumpkin. I'm gonna spray this one on myself. It's almost like boozy to me, to be honest. Like almost, I feel like I'm smelling like a boozy pumpkin fall drink. So I think coffee is more, in this case, just like a warmth to the scent versus really smelling like coffee. So to me, this is more like a sweet pumpkin scent with like a rich warmth to it, which I'm interpreting as more like a boozy quality to it, but could be interpreted as like a coffee, the warmth from coffee. So, and there's a little bit of that creaminess in there, like a little whipped cream on top of that drink. So yeah, this is a good one. I remember enjoying this last year, and I plan to enjoy it again this year. So now this is a little different. This is Midnight Addiction. So this is one of the everyday luxuries, and this is supposed to be kind of like Black Opium by Yves Saint Laurent. And the notes are ripe plum, rich almond flour, and addictive coffee bean. And this is still available. Yeah, you get like the berries in that rich, dark red berries. Once again, it smells more like a drink to me. It's like, and I want to do another video on like boozy scents, but yeah, there's more of like a vanilla kind of coffee in the background. So the ripe dark berries, coffee, vanilla-ish coffee, and what else is in here? Almond flour. Yeah, I can see that. Like a sweet almond to it. They've all had kind of a nuttiness to them so far. I think they've all had like a nutty note in them. Okay, so this is also really nice. I haven't really worn this since I got it because I feel like I got it in the spring and it wasn't the season for it. So I'm looking forward to wearing this in the fall and winter. And I'm excited. There's some new everyday luxuries coming out, so I'm excited to see what those are like. Okay, and lastly, and there are other coffee scents from Bath and Body Works. These are just the ones I have. Not currently available. But like I think there's like an espresso martini from back in the day. I don't have that. Okay, so this is my husband's. I rated. I give him all these Bath and Body Works scents. So I took this out of his drawer. It does not have the notes on it. So once again, I'll have to kind of just put those next to me in a little bubble. They were probably on the box, but I got rid of the box. Yeah, more whiskey forward. Like a sweet whiskey. What sweet whiskey is another scent, but sweet whiskey, like if you mixed your whiskey with a sweet syrup, like a sweet vanilla syrup or something like that. The coffee is like much less pronounced. Um, yeah, it's more whiskey forward with just like a smooth kind of vanilla-ish nuttiness kind of in the background. So it's nice. I feel like I feel like this is unisex. Like I feel like I would wear this too. So maybe I'll steal it back from my husband. This is not currently available, but it might come back because I feel like maybe that was like a winter release. Yeah, that's nice. So those are all really good. Like I said, I love coffee. So I enjoyed all those scents. Yeah, so I'm not going to rank them per se, but I will say that I'm concerned that the rich espresso is like really good at the opening, but might not last very long. So you might need to respray that one a lot. The vanilla cafe smells really good, but some people have had that once again experience with it kind of going sour on them. So you might want to test it out. Um, yeah, they're all great. I'm looking forward to wearing all of these scents in the fall. So once it cools down, just who knows? Like where I live, like September can still be blazing hot. So but whenever we start getting those cool autumn breezes, I'm gonna be getting out these nice cozy coffee scents. So thanks for stopping by and like and subscribe. And I look forward to posting more videos. Feel free to comment if you have any requests. And thanks for stopping by once again. Thank you.